See, what you want to do is I'm doing all these angles first, and then I'm going to come back there and hit the bottoms. It just makes it easier for me to do it. If you want to watch the full video, I'll put the link in below. But there's another video that shows about how it runs down the front and everything. So if you want to see that, I'll put the link in below too. And if you stick around, I talk about my past. So if you want to hear a little bit about my story, then stick around towards the last, I'd say 20 minutes, 30 minutes of this video. I'll talk about it. So if you want to hear a little bit of my story, then it's actually pretty good. So I think you'll like it. And I always like to get the heavy marks out, or at least get them going the same direction, because it'll all work out at the end. Let's forget. Just want to keep the bristles all going the same direction. Because then I'm going to bring this down into that. Then I'm going to use this one here as a cutoff point. See how it's going down? All these are going to go like that. And then I'm going to use this. I'm just going to take this way and then stop it. And this one's going to be like that. These diamonds are probably the trickiest ones, because the 45s, like, even if I was to take that off, they're really hard to do. They're not hard, but you just gotta, they take a little more time than normal square windows to tape off or anything like that. And if you notice, I don't want to hit the glass, because these things don't actually, you can actually put your fingers in behind them. It's actually one big window with this over top of it. So if you crack this window here, you can't just replace this one diamond, you can replace the whole window. But what I'll do is, when I'm done, I'll just take a razor blade or a 5-1 or something like that and a rag, and I'll wipe the glass off and get the paint off. really don't matter about brush strokes. I used to work on like $1,000 doors and stuff like that, so when you work on a little nicer stuff, there's a reason why we do it. But this is just a rental property, so we just gotta get it painted. Which it does suck a little bit because you gotta kind of like all the work's in the detail. If you don't put that much detail in it, then it don't turn out that it's not that it's not gonna turn out great. It's gonna get 2 coats, but I'm just not gonna focus on it like I normally would. And you always want to watch for your runs and your heavy marks. I like to do this just to get the corners out a little bit. hit that subscribe button, because I'm trying to grow my channel, and I'm trying to get at least 500 subscribers so I can get my channel monetized. And I'd be really grateful if I can get some extra help with that. So if you can hit the subscribe button and leave a comment, tell me what you think. If you like it, you don't like it, because that's how I learn what kind of content to put out. Because it's not about me, it's about what you guys want to watch. And if you can, hit that like button. Because, I mean, even if you don't want to put a comment in there, just hit the like button. It tells us thanks. And it's totally free. It's all free, actually. Even subscribing, it don't cost a thing. It just awares you, like, hey, he's got something new out. But it doesn't like overwhelm your page or nothing like that either. But if you can, just hit the subscribe button, because I'm trying to get my channel monetized. That's my biggest goal right now, is getting it monetized, and I'd be really grateful for it. Another thing I was wanting to say is, if you're doing this on your own home and you actually take pride in it, you would definitely want to prime these grids. If you don't prime them, the paint don't necessarily stick to fiberglass. The smooth fiberglass that this is, I could take my fingernail and scratch it right off. So if you want it to get it to bite, you want to put some primer on there. Yeah, and I would even say a latex primer is just fine. It would bite pretty good, seeing that it's an exterior like that and it's kind of older. But we have a hard time getting anything to stick to like columns and stuff like that, because the fiberglass that's in it is so smooth, the paint don't like grab nothing. There's nothing there for it to grab. Like when you paint raw wood, it's actually got more grain to bite, so it holds it better. That's why when you brush it, you scrub it in a little bit, and then your second coat is where you do your build. But it's one of those things, like, I would definitely recommend priming this stuff if you do it yourself. This is a rental property. I mean, these people don't care. I think they're paying me like $20 to do this, so yeah, that's why I'm not doing much to it. This is the first day I've been outside. It's pretty nice not having to worry about painting something and knocking paint ice cubes off of it. So I'm just kidding. A lot of people don't know that, but you can't necessarily paint under 40 degrees, and you can't paint direct sunlight over 55 degrees. It's just the nature of the stuff that we use. If you paint direct sunlight and it's 55 degrees, it'll cook the paint a little faster, and you'll notice it, like it'll set up before you can even get it rolled out. Man, I bombed that dude. have a wet rag with you no matter what. I'm not a fan of this brush, but I ain't got no water here and I don't want my brush to get hard. I don't want the brush I have to care about get hard. So I'm using an older brush that I don't really care about. I'm in the middle of trying to get my website made so I can start subbing out jobs. Not me subbing out jobs, but so I can get people to start letting me work at their house and get paid for it. Because I work with my brother right now, and I'm barely making it in this world, and it's getting too hard. And I want to go out and do my own thing on top of it. Like, I've always wanted to have my own company. I've just never been able to financially do it because of credit. Because there's two types of painters. There's a painter that can get jobs and a painter that can do them. And only the ones that can do them don't talk to the homeowners as much because they're working. And the guys that talk to the homeowners all the time, that get the jobs, that's what they're good at. Like, I'm not saying this job ain't the greatest or whatever, but like I was saying, this job here is it's a rental property, and it's just not my cup of tea. I mean, I'm not a fast I'm not a fast sloppier painter that can cut corners and do all that stuff. Hey, don't get me wrong, I'm fast at what I do. I'm really fast at what I do. But when you start giving out crappy quality because the money ain't there, it sucks. So I want to be able to start working on houses that are wanting a nice paint job. If you notice, I don't wear whites. I used to wear whites for 25 years. And a few years ago, I say 2 years ago, I was going in and out of, it was Dollar General. I can just put it that way. And every time I would go in there, they'd follow me around the store like I was in there trying to steal something. And I'm not a thief. Never have been. I can't say that. I have took stuff that didn't belong to me. I think everybody has when it comes down to it. But just like I try to say, I'm an honest person. I don't lie to people. I give them a hard day's work, just like they pay for it. But in the same sense, but what I'm getting at is, I was going into Dollar General, and they was following me around like I was trying to steal something, and I was looking at their Hot Wheels, because I collect Hot Wheels. Me and my sons were talking about it, and every time I would go in, she would go in that aisle and act like she's doing something. She'd be straightening out, like stuff up, and I didn't pay no mind to it. Well, every day I would go in there, and she'd just walk in. She'd leave the counter, and it wouldn't be 5 seconds later, she's popping her head around the corner, looking around, you know, doing things, and it was definitely obvious that she's looking at me. And I just let it go. You know, it's not I'm not a judgmental person. But this is like 3 days in a row. I go down another aisle, she'd be there. I go down another aisle, she'd be there. And then when I'm ready to check out, she'd be there. Like, she'd be like, hey, you ready to check out? I'm like, well, since you already know what I got. And she kind of got like shitty with me. And when she did that, I asked her, I said, why you keep following me around? I've been here 3 days in a row, and you follow me around every day I've been in here. And then it was because of the way I people judge me from the way I look instantly. You wouldn't think a lot of people don't know the person that I really am because they judge me as soon as they see me. I get pulled over all the time because of it. I look like a drug addict driving a car. I have a driving record like this. Like it's not even funny how bad it is. Like my license are suspended right now because of it. But I look like a drug addict and I get it. But even though I've been sober for going on 9 years, you know, people don't understand that. You know, once you get to know me, I'm not the person that you judge. Like, I'm not that first person that you look at when you see me. And it's really hard to say that when people do that all the time. They judge people. Like, the first time they see them, they instantly put you in this category and they judge you, and it bothers me. Because I'm not just any random person. been through a lot, yeah. But by the grace of God, it's brought me out the other side. Like, people don't understand how hard it is just to say that you're normal. Like, I just want to be happy. Like, I want to be my old self, and I want to be happy. And I fight for that every day. Like, it's crazy because back when I was younger, I was the class clown. I joked. I was the loudest kid in the room, and people was always over at my house. And I went from that to, when I get more than 1 or 2 people in my house, I'm gonna gotta slide out the back door. If it gets too loud, I can't handle it. Like, I don't sleep at night. Like, there's a bunch, and it's gotten a lot better since all this has happened. But I've been through a lot. I was hooked on drugs for, like I said, I smoked weed from the age of 16 all the way up till I was 27. When I ended up going to jail. For a driving violation. I got pulled over 3 times in 1 week. Well, 3 times in like 15 days. I was dealing with the first case, got another case, and before I got that case wrapped up, I got another one. So they just locked me up. They weren't even playing with me at that point. But I couldn't pass the drug test because I wasn't weed. I was smoking. And when I got out, I ended up breaking my ankle at work one day. It was like within a month, 2 months after this. I would say within that half of that year, that first half of that year when I got out, I broke my ankle. And at the same time, I was going to my dentist to get pain medicine for my teeth because my teeth were swelling up. I had a real bad. I'm one of the people that the more I brush my teeth, the worse they get. And it like got my teeth got to the point to where they was falling out of my head, breaking off every time I eat something. And like, I just got my teeth fixed this year. Well, no, at the beginning of 2025. I think it was 2025. I've only had them not even a year. And that's why I said, like, people don't understand. Like, I've been through a lot. But I'm also trying to get myself to the point to where, like, I know, like, I'm stuck in this season for a reason. I know there's something I'm not getting right, and until I figure it out, I know that's why God's gonna stop me from moving on until I can figure it out. And I'm trying to. But people don't understand, like, I quit wearing whites because of that. Because every time I would go into a store, they would follow me and hassle me. And it's like calling someone a drug addict that's never drank. Or it's like calling someone an alcoholic that's never drank. You know, they'd be offended. And not to mention, I picked the worst job in the world because every painter out there, 90% of them are on drugs. We try to get help all the time, and they're all strung out on God knows what, meth. I mean, all the hard drugs. I mean, we've lost so many friends, it's not even funny. That's what, when I was trying I was trying to get my kids back at the time, that's what helped me get sober a little bit better, was because I knew that after the whole painkiller thing, there was only one thing left on the street, and it scared me to go to that because a lot of my friends was telling me about it, and they was going in that rabbit hole, and it sucks because like a lot of them ain't here today because of it. Like, it's an epidemic that we're losing all these people, and it act like it's no big deal. Like, I think Trump ought to do everything he can to save just one. If he can save one person, that matters. Like, since when's a human life a number on a sheet? I don't understand that. But yeah, that's what got me, that's what helped push me over the hill of wanting to get clean, is going to that next drug was that. But in the meanwhile, I was getting off, I was stopping smoking. And it just sent me down this spiral depression of like, just screw life and everything in it, and I'm sick and tired of this. Like, I tried so hard for so many years, and every year I get laid off. I had to sell everything I got, get homeless. I mean, it was just one thing after another. And starting over every year for 20 years, like, people don't understand. Like, I started over every time, for 20 years. I'd get laid off in about the end of Christmas, and then I wouldn't get back to work until April, May. And when you got 4 months of being off, like a solid, you're not working. I was shoveling sidewalks. I was doing whatever I could to work. But needless to say, I ended up losing my home, moving in with family members at the time. At the time, my dad was alive, and I'd move in with him, and he would help out with the kids and stuff like that. But now he passed away back in 2016. So when I lost him, I don't have no help, you know. And it's crazy because, like, I tell people this all the time, like, I don't have somebody to help me. Like, if I can't pay for it, like, if I can't pay for it right now, I go without. And that's what I'm doing. That's what I'm dealing with right now. Like, I work all week, and at the end of the week, there's nothing left to save me. So I'm hoping these YouTube things take off and I can get an opportunity or something through that, where I can get unmonetized and at least make a little bit extra, so I'm not, like, right now I feel like I'm drowning. Like, I spend $150, $200 a day just to make it, and people think that that's not that's just a lot of money to spend in a day. But when you got a family of 4 that don't work, I'm the only employed person in my house. I spend $50 a day at the gas station before I even go to work. And then I got bills on top of that. And then I got internet, phone, like all the above. That's the reason why I don't have a license, because I couldn't afford insurance. Because my insurance is so high. And not just that, it was just an extra cost that I couldn't afford. But when you make $800 and you're like, well, I got a $400 gas bill or a $400 electric bill, you know, that's it. Like, it's gone. Now I got to make it all week on $400. And like I said, I spend $50 a day at the gas station before I even leave to go to work. And as sad as it is, like, I work for family. Needless to say, I get it. It's not my thing. It's his. He pays me $20 an hour, and he feels like he's done his part. So, and all jokes aside, I totally agree. I don't want no handout. If that was the case, I'd have did it a long time ago. But that's what I'm trying to do, is figure out a way to get on my feet as a company and be able to pay my bills for the next 6 months while I can do some jobs and get paid for them to get that revenue to turn it back over. But it sucks because, like, I've never had credit. So it's one of those things, like, credit is a big deal if you can get it. But I never had credit. But I actually got my credit. Right now it's at I don't know, it's something like a 652 or something like that. And it was a 528 a year ago. So I'm getting my credit established a little bit. Because I want to get a business loan or something so I can afford to take time off to actually get some revenue running in. And because, like I said, it's not just about me. Like, I got friends that need to work too, and if I could keep them employed, that'd be great. But then I'd have to take on the responsibility of keeping them employed and help feed his family. Like, people don't understand that. Like, when all of us painters work together like that, it's not necessarily just one painter. Like, we all pitch in because we all rely on this job, because we all got families at home relying on us to go to work to make the money. And if you ain't got 3 incomes coming in right now, you're not making it. And the thing with me is, like, me and my old lady smoke cigarettes. Yeah, that's an expense that I shouldn't have. It is right. I should quit. But at the end of the day, it was something I enjoyed when I first started, because it helped me get off of smoking and everything else. Because, like I said, when I quit smoking marijuana, that stuff beat me up. Like, it gave me the worst depression I've ever had. Like, I hated life, and I didn't care. I went to work for 3 months and didn't say a word to nobody. Imagine that. Like, that's how bad it was. But this dude right here is about to get painted. And I like to do the triangles first. Just because so I'm saying, you can't take pride in this stuff anymore. Like, I used to be happy that I was going to work every day. And I'm trying to get out of that. I I don't know what's gotten into me over the past like 10 years, but I mean, it's just like the world's coming to an end, and I try to give it to God. I do. Like, it makes me not even want to get up and go to work, but I can't. Like, I gotta go work every day. That's what's got me in this hole I'm in right now. Because I'm having this stupid feeling of, like, the world's coming to an end. And I just want to sit at home, spend some time with my family. But I can't because I gotta go work. And it sucks because I work 10, 12-hour days every day. So, there's no home life. But I got myself in this mess. I get that. I do get that. Because, nobody owes... I don't owe anybody anything, and nobody owes me anything. That's one good thing about getting sober, is you come to that... You realize real quick that once you get to a point, you gotta cut everything off. I think after that is when it got like really kind of tight with like me and my friends and stuff like that, because I didn't talk to them no more. My house wasn't the hangout anymore. I mean, my old lady used to tell me that she hated going to Walmart with me because every time we'd go, we would have to stop and talk to 20 different people. And we'd always take an extra 10, 15 minutes to get through someplace because all the people would stop and talk to me. Because, like, a lot of people know this, but, like, here in Zanesville, I'm pretty well known. I used to skate when I was younger, and I was a really good skater. And I never told anybody. This is the first time I mentioned about this on there. But I was actually, I tried to go speed skate professionally. But I didn't have the money. When I was younger, my dad didn't have too much money to help out. He was disabled from work. He got hurt. He broke his back at work. And I got a video on there kind of explaining that, because I've talked a little bit before on here, and I went in a little more detail about my dad. But if you want to see that video, it's on there. But I do talk about my dad a little bit on there. There's like 3 episodes of it. Because for some reason, every time I start recording, something will happen. Yeah, every time I would record it, something would happen. And I'd have to turn it off, or it was shut off on me because of stupid iPhone play buttons. You know how many times I lost footage because the stupid thing is I push the button and it don't play, and I set it down thinking it is, and then I went and did like an hour and a half of work, and I go back and there ain't nothing on there. But I started skating a little bit when I was 10 years old. I was 10 years old when I started skating. Because when I was growing up, I lived right beside the rink out in London. And I used to go there starting out. I think it was like Friday nights or something like that. It was Saturday. I think it was Saturday nights. And then when I realized I liked it, because my whole family skated, like my aunts, my uncles. I think my mom even skated. But I got pretty good. I actually have a picture on there I can upload show you guys that I have a picture of myself in my uniform and all my medals and stuff that I got in the first couple months I was racing. See, what happened is I started racing and there was a big, they called it Nationals, was coming up in Florida, and I didn't have it was like $500 for the trip, and then food and a hotel and stuff like that. So it was almost like $1,000, but I didn't have that kind of money. My dad didn't have 2 nickels to rub together, so I didn't go. I had a good chance of winning. I was really fast. But I used to love to race. I had a friend that raced. His name's Travis. He's got the same last name I do, but we're not related. And I remember this kid was like 13 years old, blew my doors off. He was fast. I mean, like I had like a 13-second lap. He had a 10-second lap. That's cooking. If you watch it till the end, put in the comment skating, and I'll know that you stuck to the end. I'm just trying to first fit it right now. That's what really don't matter. That, and I gotta get it on here and dry before the sun goes down, because if the sun goes down, there's a good chance it's gonna drop below 30. And it'll freeze, and then we can't have that. But yeah, I used to race for the town that's right by us. It's called North, Ohio. And I used to work at the Lind Arena, which is our skating rink. I got a job there when I was like 13. Thank God, because that job helped me out tremendously. And I got to get in skating for free. That's why I really did it, to get in skating for free. Sucks because I built a pair of skates just before I was 20. Just before I was about 18, 19 when I had I was 18 when I started working with my first boss, Rich Payton. And I made decent money, but I was still racing. So I actually bought a pair of nice skates and was doing, like, I had like $800 in these dudes. Like, take how expensive it is. Skating is very expensive. Anybody knows anything about skating, it's expensive. It never used to be. But it depends on if you like nice things or not. And I actually bought it was a Rodale Jammer 911 skate. It was the first time to come out. It had a strap that flipped over it, and it had a little thing that, it was a piece of plastic, and it worked like a ratchet strap. Put your toe over, stick it in this crank, click it, and it'll take it down. But I had these skates forever. I think I was like 25 when someone stole them. I stuck them in my storage because my dad ended up passing away at this time. No, he didn't. That was before that. That's what it was. Me and the old lady got kicked out of her house. We lost our house because I was laid off. And I stuck all of her stuff in storage. I bought a storage building, wasn't able to pay it. I had it for a couple months, and at the time I was paying it. Like, I was just able to pay it, and I had it for like 3 months at this point. And they called me one day and said, "Hey, I think your unit's been broken into." So I was like, "What?" I didn't even think that was even possible. Well, I go there, and he walks me back there and opens up the door where the deadbolt's being cut. It's on the ground. And he tells me that, he's like, "Yeah, I come back here to see the deadbolt down there, and I figured it was broken into, so I called you." So I was living in another town on my mom's house. This is the first time I ever moved in with my mom because we was homeless. And I moved in with her, and she lived in West Lafayette. It's like an hour and a half away from here. So I drove back, and I opened up that door. The whole first part of that thing was empty, and it was completely full. Well, I left all my tools and my skates and stuff like that in the front, and that was the first thing they took. So I lost all my tools, I lost everything, which sucked. But if you can, hit that subscribe button, because I'm trying to grow my channel, and I'm trying to get on monetized so I can at least get somewhere on this YouTube thing, and I'd really appreciate it. That's why I gave a little bit of my story, because I know you guys understand that, you know, we're just human. And like I was saying, this door is gonna look great when it's done. Like, I'm gonna come through here and clean this stuff up, and I'm probably gonna do that, because this edge right here is actually sealed. These ones ain't, because it's actually not even touching. See? So, hit that subscribe button. Leave a comment, tell me what you think, and hit that like button, because it all helps. It all does. Like, even if you don't leave a comment, just hit the like button. It all helps. I know I'd be really grateful for it. So, love you.